Fantasy football is what I'm titling this vlog walk. And that's kind of ironic and weird because I'm not into football. I didn't watch a game live in high school until the last game. And that's because this girl I just met, I became her pet project. When she heard I didn't get the football, she picked me up and took me to her house and then took me to the football game. Pet project. It's not all that. I mean, if not for her status at school, she probably would have cared, but really I don't think she cared about me. I think it was just a project. But this vlog is not about teen angsty stuff, which that's got a lot of angst involved in it. It's about football in general. Yeah, fantasy football. And the first time I ever watched a Super Bowl, not for just the commercials, I was like 32. And I watched all of the game that year, and then the next year I watched 3/4 of the game and then I went home. But I don't watch regular season games. So football. This is about fantasy football. And the reason why I want to talk about it so much is because I recently heard a statistic. Kind of, I don't know how close it is, but they said almost as much money is made off the industry of fantasy football as on the actual game. I don't know if that's true, but it just says something. It says to me that there's a lot of money to be made out there for nerdy guys who don't play, who just do fantasy football. And I can't say I really know it very well, but to me it seems like a big game of like Magic the Gathering or something. I mean, it's just like, you know, their stats and you compare players and you build them into teams that don't really exist, and it's all based on statistics and numbers, and you don't have to play the game or like the game even. I want a piece of that. There's some passive income to be had. And even casual fantasy footballers or whatever they're called, even casual players make sometimes a couple $100 a week. Yeah, I can handle that. I want a piece of that. This year, DirecTV has added to its Sunday ticket lineup a channel called Fantasy Zone Channel, which I don't remember all the details. Went to a class about it last week where they taught us so we could sell it. But the Fantasy Zone Channel will be specifically for people who do fantasy football. So I'm thinking, hey, I can watch that, I can set up player stats, and I could do this stuff. And it would help me get more involved in football. Because it's not such a bad game. Teen angsty stuff has stuck with me, even into my 30-somethings. You know, there were those stereotypes. Jock versus nerd, you know, he not the type. It stuck with me. And I'm sure I'll talk more about it, but I just wanted to vlog while I walk about fantasy football.